So welcome to Virtual Pizza with the President, co-hosted between Student Life and Leadership and Dr. Reaver, the President's Office. So if you have been able to be on campus with us, we do have in-person Pizza with the President, which we will be starting up again next week. So next week on both campuses, Journal Square and North Hudson, you'll be able to attend Pizza with the President and actually get pizza. Today, of course, there is no pizza to give to everyone, but we will be sending out $10 Grubhub gift cards after the event so that you can get pizza from your favorite pizza spot near you. And then without further ado, Dr. Reaver will turn it over to you. Usually at these events, we start off with a little update from Dr. Reaver, and then we go into our questions. So we did collect questions via our Win It Wednesday. We will be running those into a fun wheel spin. The first random question, that winner wins $50. And then we'll open it up and then we'll give out some more prizes throughout. And today is just a day to get to know each other a little bit, hear some updates, answer some questions. We have some other colleagues here with us from Academic Affairs, at our Advising Center, as well as Financial Aid to help answer even more questions. So without further ado, Dr. Reaver, I turn it over to you. And thank you so much.
Well, Veronica, thank you and your team for all the fantastic work that you do, and I love these. And I'm sorry I don't have a piece of pizza with me today. That was sort of my attempt to do virtual pizza with the president, but we've got a board meeting coming up and I didn't get the pizza in time. But hope a lot of you win gift cards. The $50 one would buy a lot of pizza. You can treat. I just want to say how wonderful it is to see you, albeit not face to face, but soon we're going to have a chance to do that again, as Veronica mentioned, and I'm really looking forward to that. I think our plan will be to vary it so that for the time being, until conditions change, we'll do some on ground and we'll do some remotely, and maybe we'll do some in combination. It is so great to be back together again, and we're certainly still confronted with the challenges of what I call the twin pandemics, which is COVID-19 and racial and social violence and injustice that's plagued our nation. However, I can see the light at the end of the tunnel, certainly on the health piece, and I think this college's inspirational commitment to diversity, equity, and inclusion in all forms has really helped us not only come together to support one another and commiserate with one another when some of the ugliness has happened, but also to recognize that together we can do so much, and that the greatest antidote to injustice and hate and violence is education. It's what we are all doing. And so I think it's going to be a great year. I think we're going to gradually really see the new normal, which I suspect, and I'd be really interested in hearing your thoughts. I suspect our new normal is going to include things like combining on-ground face-to-face meetings with technology, so that we'll have both, and that we will continue to use our wonderfully enhanced technology at this college, and our all the things we've learned about how to use technology and how to do things remotely and online. We'll continue to benefit from that knowledge in those new facilities going forward, so that we'll be able to reach even more members of the community who can't attend college on ground and in seats. We'll also be growing our on-ground enterprise, and we'll be able to ensure that more people, students, faculty, staff, and community can not only attend our programs and receive an education from the college, but can attend meetings and activities. We have such a wonderful student life and cultural events program, second to none in my 41-year experience in higher education. So there have been a lot of silver linings in an otherwise unprecedented time of challenge and difficulty. I am really proud of how this college community, students, faculty, and staff have come together through the past 18 months. And, the only way we got through this to date and will continue to has been the whole college community coming together, stepping up to help one another. We've never seen stronger engagement, albeit virtually, in meetings and in support of one another. And it's just been indicative of what I think is so special about Hudson County Community College, which is the care, the culture of care here, the compassion that all of our community members have for one another, the passionate valuing of diversity, equity, and inclusion in all forms. This is a really special place. And sometimes, ironically, you learn in the worst of adversity just how special a place is. And the other thing that we have seen, and I'm rambling here, I don't want to keep doing this, but as we've all reflected on 9/11, and those of us who remember have that etched vividly in our memory where we were at that moment, we also remember that out of that horrible adversity came the best of humanity in the form of the first responders and all who stepped up, gave their lives to help others. And I think we've seen that in this past year and a half together. So let me say a few things about the college, some exciting things as we go forward. And to our new students, I want to get to know you. I want to hear from you. We are so delighted to welcome you to our community. We have a lot to celebrate. I mentioned diversity, equity, and inclusion. Since we've been together on ground, and really just in the last half year, we have created a new position of Vice President for Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion. We've opened a new office of DEI on the 6th floor of Gabert Library. Eurus Pujols, our valued colleague, former executive director of the North Hudson campus, is our Vice President for DEI. And we've done this because the college community over the past 2 years, through things like the President's Advisory Council on Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion, which we call PAC Day, and so many other initiatives and programs, really just embraced diversity, the commitment that every person matters, that every person needs to be included in the life of the college, in decision-making, and the importance of working together to improve our ability to increasingly recruit students, faculty, and staff who represent the diversity of our community, and very importantly, ensuring that we are supporting all of the distinctive parts of our community. Many of our different sub-communities have specific needs and specific ways that they can be supported. And so we've been working together assiduously to embrace and support excellence using data and best practices in ensuring that this college continues on its path of really best practice in supporting diversity, equity, and inclusion in all forms. So the work we've done together has required us to now have a cabinet level leader to help sustain the work, which has now galvanized the whole college community, students, faculty, staff, and help us continue to move forward. I'm really proud to share that others, not only locally and statewide, but nationally, have been increasingly recognizing what's happening in this area at Hudson County Community College. There are two major associations in the community college sector, professional associations. One of them is the Association of Community College Trustees, and they have awarded Hudson County Community College their annual Equity Award for the Northeastern United States. They've recognized us for our excellence in promoting equity and DEI in all forms. And our college will be recognized at their conference, at their annual meeting in San Diego. We're going to have a team of 11 going, including students and alumni. And we'll also be a candidate or the nationwide award. Each of the regional college award honorees are candidates for the national award, which will be announced in San Diego. Whether we get that or not really matters not. The fact that we have been recognized in this way is significant. And then a couple of weeks ago, we learned that the college's largest, the nation's largest diversity publication called Insight into Diversity, which has a daily national newsletter and a monthly magazine, and serves colleges and universities across the country and beyond. They have a really prestigious award that they honor called their HEED Award, the Higher Education Excellence and Diversity Award. In order to receive this award, you really have to provide all kinds of evidence and data. We did that, and we're one of only 9 community colleges in the nation that will receive the 2021 HEED Award from Insight into Diversity. In fact, that'll be announced in 2 days. And those are just 2 of many sort of manifestations of recognition of real true excellence here. The other area that we've been so focused on as a college community, and it's interrelated with DEI, is student success. We want and have been engaged in the work of helping ensure that every single student who comes through our doors succeeds in reaching their academic goals and succeeds in leaving our doors, whether it's moving to gainful employment or moving to a 4-year college or university. We want more and more students to succeed. And so we've been very heavily engaged in those efforts. That's involved students, faculty, and staff across the college. And both of these overarching priorities, diversity, equity, inclusion, and student success, are the priorities of our new college strategic plan, which appropriately has been named Hudson is Home and has been devoted to Hudson County Community College students, past, present, and future. That plan is going to be approved, I hope, this evening by our Board of Trustees. It really provides our blueprint for continued excellence and success as a high-performing, diverse, urban, comprehensive community college. And finally, colleges only succeed because of their people, and they succeed in support of their people. Our mission is squarely focused on providing transformative, life-changing opportunity for our students, you, our students. And I can tell you, I'm starting my 4th year as president here, and many things inspire me here. In fact, I couldn't even begin to list them all. But at the top is students. Our students, I find to be I find to be just incredibly inspirational in how you manage all of the things that you're managing in your lives while attending education, and how incredibly successful you are when you graduate here and move on in your careers and in your lives. And so you're the reason we're all here. I'm sorry, that was way too long. Now I'm going to stop talking. I want to hear from our students, and I'd be happy to answer any questions.
No, I think that was perfect. So we will start off with our first randomly picked question. So these questions were submitted as part of our Win It Wednesday. Perhaps some of you in this space submitted a question. There's lots of questions of lots of different topics. So let's see what we get as our first random question and winner of $50.
Please make it an easy question.
You know, some of these are really deep. So let's see. Ooh, this is a good one. So was it hard being in charge of a college when the pandemic hit?
You know, that is a great question. Do we know who asked that?
I'll quickly look up on the spreadsheet.
Okay. I have to be honest with you. So, you know, I've been working in colleges and universities for my entire career, really for 41 years. And I've had great experiences. I've always found myself in good places with good people. And, you know, so I have a lot of experience. And, you know, when you get to 40 years, you really, there's a lot you can draw from in trying to help institutions and students move forward. But I have to tell you, when the pandemic hit, I really wasn't sure that I could lead this college through it. It was like a moment like no other of sincere concern and doubt on my part. And the beautiful part of that is I quickly learned, very quickly, that we were going to make it. We were going to be able to navigate it because everyone stepped up. I mean, with no advanced planning, students, faculty, staff stepped up, got involved in working together to navigate our way through everything. How can we help faculty who've never taught online? How can we help students that have never taken classes online? How can we get our technology working on a moment's notice? And how can we support one another through the challenges of all that? How can we address safety needs in our facilities? How do we develop protocols, you know, around all of the issues, and on and on and on, things you were well aware of. We got through it because people just stepped up. We wound up having, you've heard of our Return to Campus Task Force. It's about 35 faculty, staff, and students. They meet once or twice a week and have been for 18 months. And together, they have helped lead and support the college through every single issue. This is not to suggest that we haven't had challenges and wrinkles, but the reason we have been able to navigate this is we kept our eyes on two things, two goals. One was safety, doing everything we can to ensure the safety of all of our community members to the fullest extent possible. And the second was student success. We wanted to make sure that in spite of all the challenges, we as a college community were doing everything we could to keep students enrolled, help students not lose time or credits in achieving their dreams. And because of the close-knit community here, and only because of that, not because of me, because of that, this village that we call Hudson County Community College, we've been able to navigate it. So my initial fears, actually, it's continued for all of us to be a great set of concerns and to be like all-encompassing. However, quickly I found myself moving toward feelings of inspiration and feelings of gratitude. I can't begin to tell you the examples that came to my attention of what I call silent heroes among our college community. So many of our community members were on the front lines of helping others in the health sector and elsewhere. And so, yeah, it was really, it was no more of a concern for me than anyone else. But it had that incredible silver lining of our recognizing just how committed this college's people are to integrity, to working together. You know, many colleges have experienced, you know, sort of, even in the best of times, sort of concerns and friction between the academic side of the house and the student affairs side of the house, between different subgroups. We don't have that here. I mean, we might have differences of opinion, but our faculty, our academic leaders work hand in glove with our other staff, our students. We set aside bureaucracy and unneeded time that we spend sometimes to make decisions, to do things like move immediately to a pass-fail option for students who needed that in the early part of the pandemic, and to finding ways for students to do self-directed placement rather than take acuplacer exams when they needed to, and on and on and on. So we're a stronger college today, though none of us would have wanted to go through this and wouldn't want to go through it again, but we're stronger today, truthfully, as a result of how people have worked together.
So that question was from Chelsea Morinchell. She's actually not here, but before we finish today, we'll give out some more $50 gift cards to people that are here.
Is Chelsea related to Pedro? Just out of curiosity.
I don't know, right? We'll check. That would be something. So we did have a couple questions in the chat, and then we can open up for anybody. If you have a question, you can feel free to put in the chat. So we did have a question about when the CARES grants will be dispersed. So I know we have some of our financial aid friends on the line. If you're able to answer about the CARES grant and the disbursement of it.
Who can speak best to that?
Hi, we're currently working on the CARES Act disbursement. We did have a tentative date scheduled for today, but we changed the date to sometime next week. We're just waiting for the add drop period, which ends on the 17th. So after next week, hopefully Monday or Tuesday, it should be dispersed to students' accounts.
So this is the latest round of CARES funding, I take it.
Correct.
So
That is for the fall.
The fall. And, you know, we're going to continue to make those funds available and have been all along. So if you or your friends have needs, don't be bashful, let us know.
I'm gonna put a link for the CARES Act in the chat as well for anybody who isn't familiar with it. But this is funding that's been provided to the college for students. So I don't know, Maribel, if you have anything else to add to that, but we
it will also be available for the winter and spring semester of 2022.
Thank you, Maribel.
Wonderful. Yeah,
you're very welcome.
Students can apply more than once as well. You may be asked to have some supporting documentation with it, but the money is there for you to request and for us to disperse to you. All right, so we had another question from Hamza. Hi, Dr. Reber, we will be offering more remote and online classes. Will we be offering more remote and online classes because of the vaccine mandate, or will more classes be offered on campus as previously planned? How will it impact students who are close to graduation and are not vaccinated? For example, if the one class that they need is not being offered online or remote.
Thank you. Great question. A number of issues here. So, you know, since last summer, we've been gradually adding to on-ground coursework, just slowly, starting with those areas that really most needed the on-ground face-to-face coursework, like nursing, health sciences, STEM courses, certainly culinary. And so we've just been gradually increasing the on-ground presence. This fall, I'm not sure where we wound up. I'm going to guess we have about 35 to 40% of our coursework happening on ground and the rest remotely. So now that we've made the decision to require all students, faculty, and staff to be fully vaccinated effective December 20th, which really means effective next spring. Yes, we'll be, you know, as we have all along, it's a balancing act, and we try to make sure we're paying attention to all implications of decisions like this. So number one, we want to make sure we have, well, now as well, but certainly in the spring, an appropriate breadth and depth of online and remote course options, so that students who aren't fully vaccinated can complete their courses, get their courses, complete their programs online and remotely. And we do offer now all services online and remotely. We had to do that during the pandemic. We learned how to do it, and we're going to continue to do that. We think forever, in addition to offering all of our services on ground. So if students find that they're in a situation in the spring where they're not fully vaccinated and they can't complete a required course or program because it's not offered online or remotely, what we're asking is that you come forward and I think the process is to, there's a form that you can fill out. It goes immediately to the appropriate folks. And we're committed to working with students who have unique needs like that. Frankly, though, it's going to be a small number of students. So one of the other things we can really celebrate is that based on surveys we've done that have been completed by many, many, many employees and students, our employees are telling us as of a month ago, 93% of our employees are now fully vaccinated and 90% of our students are. So it's a relatively small number of individuals who are not yet fully vaccinated. We're trying to support everyone in that group who can become fully vaccinated to do so. We're going to be offering vaccines, both the first and second initial vaccines and booster vaccines for both Moderna and Pfizer on our campuses starting, I think, in early October. And we can support every student, faculty, and staff member who needs help on getting the vaccine at no charge. For students, we have made the decision that if you can't be or choose not to be fully vaccinated, we are asking that, because we now have grown our remote offerings and our online offerings so significantly and are committed to that, we ask that those students study remotely, but we'll work with them where there are these problems. Our employees who feel that they should be eligible for an exemption, either because of personal health concerns or spiritual concerns, can apply for an exemption. If granted, they will have to be tested weekly, 3 days before their first day on campus each week. This is following Centers for Disease Control guidelines, but it's a small number, and we hope it gets really small. Because honestly, I don't have to tell you this. I'm sure you all know this very well. In spite of the concerns about breakthrough cases and people who are fully vaccinated now getting the virus again or transmitting it to others, the evidence is overwhelming that if you're fully vaccinated, your safety is really finally very, very strong. The propensity for your getting sick and acutely ill is infinitesimally small. If you're not fully vaccinated, you really have to be concerned. So we want to really encourage folks who haven't done it yet to do it. I have throughout my life been afraid of shots. I'll be honest with you. When I was a kid, my parents had to drag me, hold me down, and I didn't even look forward to this one. I didn't even feel either one. Not that matter.
I think what's fantastic too is that we've made a really fantastic, all of our services are offered remote. So we've made strides in being able to offer. So if you are a fully remote student, fully online student, you're able to get served the same way as if you were, only in person. And that includes our events as well, being able to expand and have virtual events as well as in person and online. So regardless of however you take your courses, we're here to support you, here to engage you to the finish line of graduation. So our next question was about requirements for registering an organization like a chess club. So there was a comment in the chat about we do not have a chess club. So if that is something that you're interested in starting up, I'm going to put an email address for Angela Tuzzo. She's Associate Director for Student Life and Leadership. Her email is Tuzzo. I always say it every different way. And she will help you get it going. So we look for about 5 students and an advisor. The advisor is a staff member, faculty member, and Angela will also get you started with the constitution, just laying down the ground rules of your organization, and then we get you started from there. So super simple, especially if the club does not exist already. Angela will walk you through the process. If the club does exist, then we connect you with the advisor and any student leaders that have already sustained that club. I'm also going to, thank you, Christian. I was going to pop that in there. Involved. So Involved is our student engagement platform. That's where you can find all the different clubs, events, giveaways. Right now, we are doing a weekly giveaway for a set of AirPods. 5 students will win a set of AirPods. Next week, we're giving out an Amazon Alexa Echo. Last week, we did a TI 84 Plus graphing calculator. So we're trying to make sure that we get you items that will help you to be successful. So email Angela to start up a club and log on to Involved to find out about what's going on.
Can I respond to Roxanne Johnson's question?
Go for it, yeah.
In the chat, how do you prepare students for what lies ahead when starting their first semester of college? What a great question. Roxanne, thanks for asking it. A number of things. One of them is, and I invite others to chime in here, we strongly encourage first-time students to take the student success course in their first semester. This is it's a one-credit course. It's really designed specifically to help new students get acclimated to the college experience, get good information about resources that are here to support you, how tips for how to study and how to succeed. And I can't emphasize enough how important it is that new students take that course. And we know the data show that students who complete that course, and particularly early on, are much more likely to finish their programs than students who don't. So that's one piece. That's one thing that we have made available. We've got many, many sections of that, both on ground and virtually. So I hope some of our new students are enrolled in that now. Another, I guess, sort of major thing that I would say is so important is we want to make sure that every student is engaged. And by that, I mean that every student has an opportunity to get to know peers and faculty and to feel a part of this college. Because when you start to feel it, I think there's a palpable sense of what I was speaking to earlier, caring, recognizing that our students collectively have experienced every kind of challenge that new students might be experiencing, and they too have been new students in the past, and they're here to support our students. And we encourage students to not just attend class and go home if you're on ground, or not just attend the virtual offering and turn off the computer if you're remote, but take the initiative to get involved in something, join a club, attend some activity. We have activities like, we have so many wonderful activities, thanks to Veronica, SGA, our student clubs, and so many others. I think taking the initiative to do that and to putting yourself in a position where you're going to start to get to know some others. You don't have to know 1,000 people, but have an opportunity to begin to engage with others and share life experiences. And you will find quickly there's a lot of support here for every student. Along those lines, we have a program here called the Educational Opportunity Fund, or EOF program. Some of you are, I'm sure, enrolled in it. It's a program that is funded through the state that allows us to offer some students the kinds of, I'm going to call it high touch, active learning support that we know from nationwide research is vital, strongly correlated with student success. So students in that program are assigned to advisors that really get to know those students because they have a limited number of advisees, far fewer than other advisors do. And they get to know students on a regular basis, and they have sort of structures where students and advisors are working together regularly, and students are engaged in field experiences. And it's just a wonderful program. Students also have the opportunity for some financial support if they meet the sort of the milestone pieces of this program. So students in our EOF program are immensely successful as a group. Every year, I think we have 90 to 95% completion, but there's only enough funding for support a small number of students. So this year, we use some of the federal stimulus funding that's provided to the institution beyond the funding provided for students to hire, I think, 6 new full-time staff to scale the successful elements of this program to all students, to virtually all new students. And so I hope many of our new students here know that they are part of this program, which we call Hudson Scholars. And I encourage you, stick with that program and follow the lead of the advisors and of the staff. And you're going to do well. Those are important supports. We also, and I'm going to stop talking. We have the Hudson, I always say that and then I say more. We have something that we've developed as a college community called the Hudson Helps Resource Center that has become really a labor of love for the college. We started as a college community 2 years ago to recognize we want to support our students beyond simply the traditional things that are important, like tutoring and study skills and encouraging them to use the library. We recognize that for our students to be successful academically and to meet their educational goals, we have to help them with a whole range of life concerns, right? So many of our students have significant financial concerns. They, many of our students work. Many work full-time while attending college full-time. They're raising children. You know this, right? Our students have so many needs that they need help with, including sometimes food insecurity or even housing insecurity. So we put together Hudson Helps, which includes emergency funding assistance for students. You got a flat tire. We don't want to have that cause you to drop out. We want to help you get that tire fixed. Or if your utilities are turned off, we've developed our food pantries that now include wonderfully prepared meals that are frozen, refrigerated. No questions asked. You can take whatever you need. Go to our food pantry. You need to take meals home for your kids. You can do that. We also have graduate social work interns, mental health counselors. We have a wonderful new database software program called Single Stop that we were able to secure through a corporate gift. It's very expensive, but you can sit down and it will ask you questions about your personal life situation, and it will make you aware of funding and resources available that you may never have even known about and how to go and access those. We're helping students fill out SNAP applications if they qualify for food assistance, and on and on. And so that's now, we've hired a full-time director of Hudson Helps. It's on the 3rd floor of the building that I'm in, 70 Sip Avenue, right across from Gabert Library. We have a clothing closet. If students need nice clothes for whatever reason, interviews, the clothing is beautiful. I mean, it looks like new clothing in a boutique in Manhattan. I'm not kidding you. Lord Abbett, a financial institution, donated clothes. They donated, we have a steamer. It's just fantastic. So this is a too long answer to the question, but we as a college community are committed to helping our students with all of the range of concerns and needs that they might have. We want to make sure students aren't hungry. We want to make sure they can pay their rent. We want to make sure we work with you if you have childcare needs, and we want to help you stay enrolled and then help you succeed, because we know that when students finish their degrees and programs here, they're immensely successful. We have students who continue on and go to every kind of 4-year institution, including Ivy Leagues. We have students who earn full scholarships every year to 4-year institutions. We have students who are really moving into good jobs, paying family sustaining wages, but you need to complete. And we, on the faculty and staff, see you as students as our partners. We are partners with you in your reaching and achieving your educational goals, because Your success is the college's success. Your success is what our mission is focused on. I would like to open it to others, students, faculty, staff that would want to provide any advice for new students.
I would just add, and it's a little cliche, but I would add, don't be afraid to ask questions. I think we in higher ed here have our quirks. I remember still going to my own freshman orientation many, many years ago, and everyone had these long titles and there were these strange new words like bursar and a registrar. And I thought, what do they do? And eventually you get that, you learn lingo, but don't be afraid to ask. There's no such thing as a silly question. You are not expected to know these things coming in. Knowing what a bursar is not a prerequisite for success in college. That's what we're here to help you. Everyone is really passionate about helping you succeed and wants to see you succeed. So please ask questions, ask questions, ask questions. We're always happy to answer them.
Very good advice. Could I ask, yeah, go ahead, Sheila.
One of the things that I think would be helpful for new students, but also for returning students, is that you have many conversations with your advisors. New students, you will be notified in the next week or week and a half of who your advisor is. But the more you talk to your advisor, the more success you are going to have. And the other piece, and this is a piece that will help you, when Dr. Reva was talking about the remote courses and the on-campus courses and the online courses, registration for winter and spring, this winter and this coming spring of 2022, we will start registering people for those courses at the end of October and in November and December. The earlier you register, the better the schedule you get. And by knowing who your advisor is, talk to them and they will help you early on. And then you don't get stuck waiting for a class that's waitlisted and hope that you get into it or not get into it. So the earlier you engage with your advisor and understand about the registration process and advisement, because they'll help you out on advising on what you want to do and how you want to get there. But please come up and visit us. We're on the second floor. Make an appointment. You can have a Calendly appointment at any time. And we do have advisors who will do flexed hours. We have some people that do 7 a.m. meetings, and we have some advisors who do 7 p.m. meetings. So we're flexible, and we actually have a couple of advisors who work on the weekends, both Saturday and Sunday. And one of them that works on the weekends is a Spanish speaker. So we have lots of opportunity for you to just have a conversation with them, ask them questions. And I will put in the chat the link to make an appointment.
And Sheila, while you're on that, we did get a question about registration opens for winter. And I know it's the same.
It'll be the end of October, early November. I'm still waiting for an answer on that as to what day we will start opening it up. But there will be a preview that you can look on your student planning as to what's there. And that will probably be open a couple of weeks before registration starts. So you could start to plan your own schedule right away. And once you start talking to your advisor, if you plan your schedule, your advisor can give you approval and you can just go ahead and select your own sections. And then when you're done, they can just give you the go ahead and register. We try and make it as simple as possible. And I think for many students, sometimes it's a little overwhelming, but if you talk to an advisor one-on-one, they'll straighten it all out for you.
Yeah, and definitely now is the time to do it as well. We know that once registration hits, especially as it gets closer to the first day of the classes, it may be difficult to see your advisor as soon as you would like to. So, you know, now into mid-October, late October is the time that you want to start meeting with your advisor. If you're in college student success, you will learn about student planning so that you'll learn how to be able to register yourself, how to plan out your degree, how to understand what courses you still need. And those are extremely valuable tips. So I highly encourage new students to pay attention to that lesson, and also follow up with your advisor to learn those tools to really empower you to make your own schedule and understand how to finish out in a timely manner as well.
Christian Rodriguez noted, I think very helpful, in the student center, our wonderful new student center, which we're so proud of. And if you haven't visited there yet, I hope you will. It's really a nice place for students. It's designed for students, but there's an information desk on the first floor that's staffed with students. And it's a great place to go if you need to ask a question, and it'll be a peer that will help answer it. I'd like to make a request. Are there any new students with us today who are willing to just introduce yourself to me and tell me a little bit about yourself? I'd love to get to know students. And there's, can we give a prize to the person that breaks the ice here, Veronica?
No problem.
It's gonna be a prize.
I guess I'll go first.
Hi, Michael.
Oh, I was raising my.
My bad. Sorry.
Go ahead, Michael. And yeah.
Well, this is actually my first semester here. I'm 23 years old, and yeah, I came to pursue another career.
And what are you gonna pursue?
At the moment, I applied for electronics engineering technology, but I'm kind of conflicted in between that and digital art and design.
Yeah, both great.
I have a passion for both things, and hopefully through the counseling and everything, it'll give me a more clear mindset of what I want to do.
Sure.
But right now, I have a clear road ahead. So
are you taking classes on ground or online or both?
both.
Both. Okay.
Both.
How's your experience been so far?
I mean, it's actually pretty good. You know, like I can't complain. I'm just very fortunate that I had the resources to have it to begin with, because last year I wouldn't have been able to do it online because I had to make investments, buy a new computer because the one that I had broke down and it never turned back on. And yeah, I mean, online is good as well as in person. I mean, I guess you would say if it wasn't for the pandemic, I don't think we would have any of this. So yeah.
If I can ever be helpful, let me know. And maybe I'll see you at one of the on-ground pizzas where we really will have pizza.
Yeah.
Anyone else? Who else will talk to me? Hi, Karen. How are you?
Hi, nice to meet you, all of you.
Nice to meet you.
My name is Karen. I am from Colombia, and I just start my associate in nursing. First, I chose English, but then I say, no, I think nursing is more what I want to be. And now I am taking the first class, and I'm very happy, and I'm going in person because I don't want to be at home all the time and not making friends or learning more the language. And I am really enjoying, and all the helps, all the people in the college are so beautiful. I'm very happy.
Oh, that's so great. When did you come to the United States?
I came 2 years ago, and I hold a bachelor degree in chemistry, pharmaceutical chemistry, but was impossible to award my bachelor from Colombia in United States. It's so difficult. So I just decided to start from the beginning. I'm very sad because I spent 5 years of my life studying chemistry, and now it's I can't believe, but I am pursuing the American dream.
That is fantastic. And you know what, that'll serve you well in nursing, your chemistry background. But what a great it's a great program, and obviously the career opportunities are phenomenal. And do we ever need nurses and nurse practitioners and healthcare providers.
Thank you.
If I can ever be helpful to you in any way, let me know. When did you learn English?
When these 2 years I have been studying English.
Did you not speak English when you came here?
Nothing. Zero.
You know, Karen, I just want to tell you, I am so inspired by you and so many of our students. Like a third of our students do not speak English as a first language, and you speak it beautifully. And
Oh, thank you so much. I'm doing my best.
you're doing extremely well. I took 5 or 6 years of German throughout my junior high and high school. I was never able to figure out how to speak it. And we have students who come, I mean, really, it's hard enough to pursue a college education in your native language, but to do it in another language, that's phenomenal, you know, and good for you.
Thank you so much.
You betcha. Roxanne, how are you doing?
Hello, how are you?
Good. Are you a new student?
Yes, I am. First year, culinary.
Excellent.
Culinary arts, yes.
What do you hope to do eventually?
I want to be a private chef. So
Wow.
that's my goal, to be a private chef.
And have you always enjoyed cooking?
Yes, I cook now actually. So I just figured it's time. I've been trying to pursue it since high school. I'm a little bit older than everybody else, but I've been trying to pursue it since high school.
You're not older than everybody else here. No, you know, like I think 35% of our students are over the age of 24, 25.
I'm a little bit older than that.
You don't look like it, but you're not old. You're not old, and good for you. And are you from Hudson County?
No, actually I'm from Essex County.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, you're enrolled in a nationally ranked culinary program. I'm sure you know that.
Yes, I think it's one of the best. So
It is.
yes.
It's actually been ranked number 6 in the country.
Okay.
Don't ask me how it's a professional association, but it is. It's so phenomenal. And
Yes, it's very good.
Had you had a chance to see all the facilities in the Culinary Conference Center?
I haven't been able to see everywhere. I did go to the culinary school itself, but I haven't been able to walk around the whole school and actually see everything. So I'm looking forward to it.
It's
Yes,
amazing.
definitely.
Have you seen the ice sculpture carving room?
No, but I did watch the video of the ice sculpture carving room. So
It's too cool.
I'm looking forward to it.
Excellent. Welcome to our community.
Thank you so much.
I'm just going to take over. My goodness. Okay, let's go left to right. I've got Hen. Hen, are you there?
And don't worry, I'm writing everybody's name down. So
Yeah.
we
Yes,
got
I'm
keep
here.
the cards coming.
Yeah. Yes. How are
How
you
do you
doing?
pronounce your name?
Yes. My name is Handgat. I'm from Egypt. And this is the second year for Hudson County. The first one I was pregnant and was very difficult, but the remote has a great benefit for me. I can imagine that I can achieve 4 GPA, and I have a small baby. That is a very promotional thing for me. My ideal person is Dr. Zuel in chemistry, and I wanted to be like him, but in mathematics.
Okay.
Mathematics side, I want to be a professor at Hudson in mathematics.
I'm having you're breaking
I-
up just a little. Go ahead. Can you hear me, Hen?
Yes,
Okay, great. Are you attending classes on ground or remotely, or both?
no, now on ground.
On ground, okay.
Yeah.
Excellent. Well, wonderful having you here again, right?
Yes.
And
Yeah.
if I can ever be helpful to you, please let me know.
Yeah.
And I hope I'll see you, in the life of the college. I'm sure I will.
Yeah. I like on ground rather than in person and remotely. Remotely has the advantage of when I was pregnant and I have a small baby, but I get more than at the class in person rather than
Yes. Yes.
remotely. Yeah, I like the interaction, and
Sure.
I get more from the experience from our other traditionals and customs, Spanish, American. I am from Middle East. I didn't know so much about other culture. I like in person.
Good.
Yeah.
Well, I understand that. I
Yeah.
kind of feel that way too. Well,
Yeah.
thank you. Welcome back, and
You're welcome.
keep us informed about how we can help you.
Yeah. Can I have one suggestion, please?
Yes.
I saw many students from Egypt. You know that English is a second language for us at the college. They were confusing, especially at the beginning of September. I saw them a lot at Building A and library. Can we make a suggestion like that if some person have time, like an offer or free time, only half an hour at the beginning of the day, just help them to know that how to go to the class, how to know that L for library, S for STEAM, something like that, because they are confusing. They didn't know how to get contacts with the classes, how to make placement test, or how to know their level. Something at the beginning is very difficult for them.
Sure.
Yeah.
Can any of my colleagues speak to this
Okay.
request?
You're asking for it to have it in a different language, correct, other than English?
Yes.
Because English is second language. So I know we offer that through our new student orientation and our new student support, but I'll definitely connect with the rest of our division to see, to make sure that we have somebody who speaks the language to be able to offer that same support.
Yes, I can do that. I can offer that for them. Every time I go to early and ask them if they need any help, but I wanna this make an action or be actually. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Well, thank you so much. We'll be in touch.
Excellent.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, Ann.
Thank you.
Jessica Perez.
Hi. Oh, sorry.
Hi.
I actually was a transfer from another college just so I can improve my grades, but it's my first year at this college.
Okay.
And I actually enjoy it. I'm like the city campus right now, so I'm like trying not to speak loud. I'm in the library.
Oh, you're in the library?
Yeah.
Jessica, where did you transfer from?
Ramapo College.
I'm sorry?
Ramapo.
Ramapo.
Yes.
Ramapo. And what are you studying?
At Ramapo, I was a social work major, and right now I'm studying psychology here, hoping if I do, I could switch back into my social work major.
Excellent.
Yes.
We've been partnering with Ramapo and are offering an expanded number of what we articulation agreements so that students can transfer seamlessly from our programs into theirs and do theirs online if they need to. And so I don't know if that will be helpful to you in the future.
Okay, I'll look into that.
But Jessica, welcome, and glad to see that. Do you work in the library? Are you studying in the library?
I'm
sorry?
on campus all day, and I have a next class after this.
Okay.
I was on campus the whole day, so.
Good for you. That's good.
Yeah.
It's a pretty nice library, isn't it?
Yes, I love it.
Excellent. Well, nice to meet you, Jessica. And I think next is Jennifer. Hi, Jen.
Hi, my name is Jennifer Hennessey. This is my first year. I'm a mom of 3 little girls. And so, yeah, I haven't been in school for a long time. I'd say maybe 12 years. I'm mainly doing this to show them that education is important. I can't, tell them you need to go to college and get a good education if I don't have one. So I'm studying business administration, and I also have a small business. So that's definitely
Wow.
going to help me.
Good for you. That is your kids are going to really admire you. If they don't already, I'm not sure how old they are.
They're 4, 6, and
Okay.
9.
Well, what you're doing is going to be really inspirational to them. You caused me to think of a student just off the top, who many of us know very well, Coral Booth, graduated here last year, but she's the alumni representative to our board. She's still very active here, and she's pursuing her bachelor's degree at St. Peter's, I think, correct? Am I
Yes.
right? St. Peter's. She's actually pursuing a joint bachelor master's degree at St. Peter's. So Coral is the mother of 5 boys. She's told her story many times, and she had the very same objective as you. She said, I wanted to show them and to create an impression. And boy, did she. In fact, now I think her oldest son is enrolled here.
Oh, my oldest daughter, I mean, she's only 9, but she's like, Mommy, I hope one day I can go to your college. I said, of course you can.
Yes. And we actually have a summer program for kids in K-12.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So how's your experience been so far?
Absolutely love it. Every professor I've had, every person I met, wonderful. I have nothing negative to say at all.
Well, let us know whenever there's any kind of concern or anything we can do to be supportive.
Thank you.
You've got a lot of peers who are
Mhm.
a lot of peers here who are balancing raising kids with going to school
I also work, so yes.
and work.
And I have a small business, so yeah.
May I ask what your business is?
Mainly t-shirts. So
Oh,
I
okay.
customize t-shirts.
Is that one of your t-shirts that you're wearing?
I wish, no. I
Okay.
should have thought of that, but no.
Well, good for you.
Thank
Fantastic.
you.
And Veronica or others,
Yeah.
I know last year there was an effort to start a club, a student organization for like returning adults. Is that active this year?
It's not active, but that is something that does come up. So I think that could definitely be something we've talked about within student life, to have those kind of events and efforts, and then from there be able to get the student leaders. So I know, especially with our new children on campus policy that has opened things up even more, that continues to be a focus. So Jennifer, I'm going to be in touch with you for sure. And also, if you want to drop your Etsy store or whatever small business store you got, drop it in the chat. You can get some promotion there. But we have students that talked about entrepreneur clubs, even starting up your small business. So a lot of the opportunity is there, and we will continue to support it and get it going.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
You bet. Brittany, hello.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good. My name is Brittany Gonzalez. I'm a first year and my major is chemistry because I want to be a cosmetology chemist. That's my main goal in life, just to do that.
Excellent. How has your experience been so far?
I love it. I'm very in person. I think it motivates me more because if I'm remote, I will have so much doubt and stress. So
Well, we're delighted to welcome you to the family. We call ourselves the HCCC family. And let us know what we can do to be supportive and get involved, please. I hope you'll come to my next pizza with the president on ground. So I think, is there anyone else with their hand raised? I don't think so. Veronica, I have taken us beyond the time limit. I'm fine to continue for a few minutes before our board meeting, if you'd like.
If anybody has any other questions, I tried to answer some of the questions in the chat just in case we did run out of time. But I will open it up, and then also I gathered some of the names of people who are here that did not speak up, so maybe we can do a couple last gift card giveaways because not everybody's comfortable speaking out loud. That way we keep it equitable and get the prizes all around.
That's cool.
So we'll give it a second if anybody else wants to chat. I'll finish up this name list and then we'll do a couple last raffles and then be done with the day.
Excellent.
I'm going to remove the people who talked already just because we are getting them a gift card. And then
Everybody gets a gift card who spoke. That's fantastic.
yes. All right. So let's see if we have any other chats. Oh, somebody did also ask about a peer-to-peer program. I put the answer in the chat, but we do have our peer leaders as well as our student center info desk. And we really focus on student employment in a lot of our offices. So if there is a question that you ever had that maybe you would rather a student answer, you could always feel free to email us at Student Life and specifically say I want to be connected to a peer. A lot of our honor societies as well, as if you get involved in those, you have that peer support as well as your class. But if you aren't connected to anybody, email Student Life and Leadership at studentlife@hccc.edu, and we'll get you connected to somebody so you can have that peer mentor. All right, I think hopefully I caught everybody. If not, you can let me know in the chat, but I'm going to share. And we'll do 3 more gift cards. Let's see.
I love this.
Let's see, Elvin. Elvin, are you here? I'm looking at no Elvin. I want to make sure we got people in attendance to get the gift card in case they left, but also check the chat in case they have to go to class. Guy, are you here? I think Sky is here. Sky is here. And we'll do 2 more. Oh, Sky. Manuel. And 1 more winner. Melissa. All right, we'll get those gift cards out as well as your Grubhub. The Grubhub I kind of have to do manually, so give me some time. It might not be for dinner, but I hope to get it to you in time for dinner. But otherwise, we'll get some gift cards out to our winners and those who spoke up. We thank you so much for your participation. And we are going to be hosting another Pizza with the President in person next week at both campuses. So connect on Involved or check your email. We send out our Student Life Weekly email every Monday with all of our events of the week. Oh, and we have 1 question. We have 2 questions actually. Gerald, if you want to unmute and ask your question.
Gerald, hi.
Oh, we got a couple questions. All right. So we got Gerald, Almira, and Myra. If you're able to unmute or if you want to put them in the chat, I can read them out loud.
Yes, hi, I have a question. So will there be any career fairs, like job fairs, where we can like give our resume and like anything that's going to be like in our field, like career field, like accounting, chemistry, like that? Will there be anything like that?
Sheila, do you have any insight on that?
Sheila, you're muted.
I'm muted. I was trying to find the button. I would suggest to you to contact the Career Services Department, and they will make individual appointments with you. And there will also be other types of areas that you can look at for jobs and for job fairs. But the best thing is to have a one-on-one appointment with one of the counselors up there, and they will walk you through everything you need to know. Okay, so just look on the website and look at career services, and you can make an appointment right away.
And I can truly say our career services staff are really, really committed to helping students. They're really dynamic.
We had a question from Myra wanting to know if there are plans to expand the North Hudson campus to include classes that are only offered at the Journal Square campus?
Yes, we've been in the process of adding the opportunity to complete full programs at North Hudson. We actually, for this year, we have added 9 additional programs you can complete completely there. So we had 10, now we have 19. And we've installed a new system called the Immersive Telepresence Video, or ITV system. If you haven't experienced this yet, students, phenomenal. We can using state-of-the-art technology, we can link a class at Journal Square and a class at North Hudson. The instructor, the camera, you see the images like you were there. And we're offering some courses at both locations. If we don't have the course only at North Hudson, the instructor spends half of their time physically at each location. There are also tech support staff at the other. That's one of the ways we've been able to make sure we have, several courses that might be needed to complete a full program there that we aren't currently offering. Our intent is to continue to grow North Hudson. We have almost 3,000 students there, and we want to continue to grow it. And that means, we're constantly looking at what programs can be offered there that will meet needs in Union City and that part of the county. It's a beautiful facility. If you haven't experienced yet, the faculty and staff there and students, they have really a unique, close-knit community. There's a real sense of community there because it is a bit smaller, and it's even easier to know people on a personal level. And so yes, our plan is to continue to grow it. I don't think we'll ever offer exactly the same programs at both campuses, but I think we'll have programs that are distinctive to each. So for example, in nursing, we have a state-of-the-art nursing lab with all the sim characters on this campus. We're probably not able to provide the same kind of facility at North Hudson, but I think there will also be programs that we offer only at North Hudson in the future that might be more specific and specifically of interest in that area. So that's our intent, is to continue to grow what we offer there. And so we're always interested in hearing from students and from the community what more we might do there that would serve our North Hudson community. And I have to apologize. I got to go because I have a board of trustees meeting. They are my bosses. So I can't keep them waiting. But I really appreciate everyone being here. There's nothing I enjoy more than getting to know our students and talking with our students. So I look forward to meeting more of you and to getting to know you well, and to having an opportunity to be a partner with you because we want you to succeed.
Thank you so much, Dr. Reber. I'll stick around. I know there's maybe a couple of questions. And then Gerald is doing some research. He's an adjunct and doctoral student doing research on enrollment at community colleges during the pandemic. And had some questions for you, Dr. Reber. I'll share your email address and Lisa's email address as well. And then stick around and answer any other questions. But I'll see you at the Board of Trustees meeting.
Thank you, guys. Thanks so much.
All right, take care. Tiffany had a question I can try to answer.
Yeah, sounds good. I just have a question. So I'm in the nursing program and I had to take some of the placement tests for it. And I know like a couple of them I have to pay for. I was wondering the grants that I received, am I able to use that to pay for it? Because I was told that the grants I received wasn't going to get deposited to it. So how do I use the grant to pay for them?
The grant will the CARES Act grant and all that will always be sent directly to you, and then you to distribute it where you're able to or where you would look to. So we don't have the ability to kind of put any money towards you directly to like a bill or directly to direct, but it will be sent to you, and then you can submit.
What about the other grants as well?
Well, so the CARES Act grant, and I don't know some of our financial aid people, I don't want to misspeak, but the CARES Act grant will be directly given to you. And the grant in terms of like your financial aid grant, is that like the other grants you're talking about, or?
I believe it's I think it's called like
so there's like the
Pell grant.
The Pell grant, and Community College Opportunity Grant. So the federal funding that comes in for your financial aid, if there is any excess, that is also given to you as a like a refund. That usually doesn't happen until like mid-October or so, because the money from the federal the government, they kind of, you'll wait till they call it like 10 days after classes start, they verify your attendance, and then they send it over. So it's a little bit more of a process when it's coming from like financial federal government like that, but that is also given to you directly to you as a refund. I would highly recommend also, and then Maribel put, you can email financial aid and they'll answer all the questions. Hopefully I'm doing okay, Maribel. I would highly recommend signing up for direct deposit. And that's for everybody on the events. So that way, when it is time to get your CARES Act grant or your refund check from your financial aid grants, it goes right into your account. Otherwise, it'll be a check that's processed and mailed to you, which of course we know the mail things happen. So definitely sign up for direct deposit to make sure that any refunds or anything goes directly to your bank account.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes. Oh, hi, Gerald.
Oh, this is Gerald Grimmeyer. Finally, don't ask me. I pulled over at the curb and here I am in Jersey City driving.
Oh my God.
I was wondering, what a day. I was just wondering if, because I'm not even certain who I'm speaking to, and I apologize for that.
No worries. My name is Veronica Jersey, Mom, Assistant Dean of Student Life and Leadership.
Oh, it's great to meet you. I'm an adjunct in humanities, sociology. I'm also adjunct at St. Peter's, where I am finishing my last couple of semesters of doctoral work.
Okay.
And I have a project that I'm working on with the pandemic's effect on enrollment, especially at community colleges. I focused there. A lot of what Dr. Reber was talking about was really great background information, and I'm going to watch the recording. But I was just wondering, I wouldn't want to send him an email and just have it get kind of lost in the shuffle. I wonder if I could get 10 minutes of his time just to ask him a couple of specific questions. Yeah. To be perfectly honest with you, I emailed the enrollment director. If I'm not mistaken, the name is Sester or something like that. Mr. Sessler. So I emailed him. I sent him an email twice. No response.
Okay.
And that's why I thought. Please don't let me interrupt. What were you going to say?
Oh no, I was going to say I put Dr. Reber's email in the chat. So, and I also put Vice President Lisa Doherty, she's the Vice President for Student Affairs and Enrollment. I put her email in the chat as well. And then I'll also let Matt know that you reached out in case the email did get lost in the inbox. But we'll definitely get you connected so you can get your questions answered. Because I mean, I know that VP Lisa as well is finishing up her doctorate, and I think she was looking into some of that same topic. So we have the information and definitely will share.
I'm trying to find it in the chat.
I can email it to you. I can email it to you as well. Your Hudson email would just be G and then your last name at HCCC.
Absolutely.
Okay.
G Grimmeyer at HCCC. I appreciate it. Thank you, Dean.
No worries. You got it.
Oh, I thank you so much. Yeah, I'd really like to get some input from him before I submit this work.
No problem. You got it.
Okay. Thanks so much. Take care now.
You as well. Any other questions? So the Grubhub and all of that I'm going to do after we hang up. Like I said, I got to do it manually and put email addresses manually. So I'm going to be doing that throughout the Board of Trustees meeting as I'm watching that. And then you'll be getting that to your Hudson email inbox. And then the same for any of our students who want a gift card, you'll be getting it's an Amazon gift card. You'll get that to your Hudson email inbox as well. Okay, if there are no other questions, we thank you all so much for joining. As I mentioned, we're going to do one last plug for Involved. Involved is our student engagement website where you'll be able to see all of the events that are going on. We are hosting 2 in-person Pizza with the Presidents next week, one at Journal Square, one in North Hudson, so that you're able to attend in person if you're able to, and we'll continue that out throughout the semester. But we got a lot of different events. If you go into Involved, you'll see them all. We're constantly adding more, and then always check your email. Roxanne, we do have a culinary arts club. I will double check who the advisors. I think Professor Lontok. I don't know if you've had a class with Chef Lontok yet or Chef Puck. The 2 of them start advised, but I'll connect you with them. They do a lot of great events. Every year they do a friends and family fundraiser event too, where there's a lot of delicious food and we invite everybody in and raise money and goes towards scholarships. So they've got a great active club.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, everyone. Thank you again so much. Again, my name is Veronica Gerasimo. Reach out if anything. My email address I'll put in the chat is vgerasimo@hccc.edu, or you could always email studentlife@hccc.edu, which is probably a little bit easier to remember than how to spell my last name. But you also get lots of emails from us, so you could always reply back to one of those emails and we'll help you out. All right, awesome. Thank you all so much. Have a great afternoon, evening, and we'll talk soon. Be well.
Yeah.